What's going on, family? We are back at Illinois Motors, and we got a treat for you today, man. They got some stuff here. You guys got to see. Yeah, we're going to be talking about this guy sometime this week. Yeah, we got some more stuff, man, that's here. Anybody looking for a Hellcat? Challenger. Right here. Yeah. But what I really want you guys to see is going to come right after this intro. Yeah. Oh, I like this a lot.
Mics?
Yep, forgot the mics.
Did you tell him that already?
No, I didn't.
Right, I just burst the bubble. Forgot the mics.
Yeah, man, I forgot the mics.
Well,
Moving too fast.
thankfully it's quiet enough
Yeah,
for us to have a normal conversation.
I would agree.
Yeah, what do you think?
I like this. Frosted vanilla on the red wheels. I'm like loving this.
Yeah.
Like for real.
I think it looks great, especially with the setup.
So I was very close to going with a red, doing my wheels all red.
Okay, cool.
So looking at this car was like, oh, I'm digging this a lot. I'm digging this a
I
lot.
think it's a little much. I think this looks pretty good for this car. GTRs can go a little louder on the wheels.
They can go wild, bro.
Because the body's kind of
Yeah.
simple.
Yeah.
2009 Nissan GTR. This one has some miles. Quite a few miles, actually. It's got 112,000 miles.
Oh, wow.
But it's got a lot of upgrades. And I don't know them off the top of my head.
Not a problem.
But
You will have them all at the bottom. You'll see them down there.
This car has had a ton of bolt-on work and like charge pipes and upgrades, and it's even got flex fuel for E85. So you can put E85, you can switch to 93, it will just flex off on the fly. So this car has also had a ton of recent servicing. We actually sold this car back in July, August, to someone we know. They didn't drive it that much at all, and they just brought it back. And they said, hey, it's time to let it go. So
Did they have anything that they didn't like about it? Or is it just they didn't have time to drive it?
This is just a lot of the guys that we know. They just, sometimes, a lot of guys will buy stuff. Like, I know the owner of our company, both of the owners of this company, have stuff that they bought and don't really drive.
Wow.
One of them has a 2006 Ford GT twin turbo from Hefner and doesn't drive it. And hey, it is what it is. And,
Oh, God, wouldn't it be nice to have those problems?
yeah, no, to be that busy, so you can't drive your twin turbo Ford GT. Yeah. So, no, this is one of the guys that we know, and it's a solid car. It's got so much service history, it's crazy. The recent servicing, I think about like 4,000 miles ago, totaled a lot.
Really?
People seem to forget that GTRs are not just Nissans with servicing.
Oh no, they're not.
Expensive.
So they have literally supercar prices when it comes to diff, when it comes to brakes, when it comes to all the service across the board.
It is a supercar.
I did a lot of research on this car, and it was on my list of cars when I was looking for the vet. I had 3 cars I looked at: GTR, R8s, and it was the vet, Zeus. And all things aside, this comes with that little niche, and I wouldn't have a problem with doing whatever I need to do to maintain this car. But it is pricey. So some people, at the time, this car, the one that I saw, was priced out in the 50s.
Yeah.
The challenge with that is they got some people that can afford that $50,000 GTR, but they cannot afford to own the car and maintain it. That's a factor.
That is just the reality with cars and depreciation.
Yes.
I mean, with my car that we just videoed,
Yes.
That is a huge problem. Is they depreciated to a point where people thought, oh, the servicing depreciated as well. Well,
No.
It turns out it's servicing usually in a long enough timeline is an appreciating asset.
Yeah.
Not a depreciating.
Yeah, it's definitely a benefit to the dealership. This thing is not cheap to do.
The independent shops that are like super well versed in this. So this car, like I said, had a ton of service done, and I think it was done by Boost and Performance.
Oh, wow.
So they're extremely reputable.
Yeah, they are.
This is a clean car. No accidents, no stories. It's just got miles. It's been driven, and it is. And I actually drove this car, and I thought it was awesome. It's a ton of fun, like a ton of fun. And some people, I remember when the car first came out, the criticism of the GTR was, oh, it's too robotic. So it's just.
I love GTRs.
I'll be honest. After driving the latest supercars and a lot of the stuff to come out of Germany, this is starting to become a little bit analog in comparison.
It's becoming analog.
Because
they put so much technology.
There's so much tech and new stuff that you don't even feel like you're a part of anything.
Yeah, I can believe that.
And that's why I bought my car.
That's why I have my car.
Yeah, 100%.
That's why I have my car. And I've driven both the 7 and the 8. And there's a difference in the technology, with the technology that
7 and 8 what, Corvette?
Yes.
C7, C8? Okay.
Yep, C7, C8. I've driven a C6 as well, which was pretty rowdy. You know what I mean? It was a Grand Sport, but it was still rowdy, right? However, the C7 was by far, it was an animal. It felt like it was trying to get me. C8 didn't feel like it was trying to get me.
It's giving you the right kind of engagement.
Yeah, you have to drive it. It's 100%. Not going to do for you or protect you the way I think the 8 does. The 8 actually, kind of cradles a little bit.
Yeah.
It try to takes care of you.
Yeah, it's got understeering qualities, whereas like Corvettes have always been oversteer.
Yes, and I think part of the motor where it's placed adds to that as well.
Helps, but also the
all that tech.
You have leafs.
Yeah.
Leaf springs.
Yeah.
People seem to forget about that.
Yeah.
You have leaf springs.
Yeah.
And
one big leaf across the front.
100%. And basically the C8 doesn't have those.
No, it doesn't. It has they put a whole lot more technology in that car to compete with the high-end supercars. So, and it's understandable. The reason why they did it wasn't just to protect the driver, but all those things make that car faster or appear to be faster than what it really is. Or quick, because it gets off the line real fast, hardly any slip. Beyond that, well, it's a different ball game.
C8s are between like 80 and 100,000 bucks, and if you're getting a C8 Z06 and stuff, I mean, you're pushing. I mean, like most windows are like 130, 140, but they're asking 50.
But they always asking 50, 75 over. Yeah. So you're looking at, in some instances, that's a $200,000 car.
Before those cars really come down.
And in the E-Ray, it's too easy. And now that they're promoting, been flashes out there of the ZR1, that's that. You easily $240,000 car, easy.
I can't justify that money for a Corvette,
no
matter how good it is.
No.
Just me.
Hey, you're not the only one.
Yeah.
I'm a Corvette fan. I love Corvettes. The new body style is really, really nice, really, really cool. Not my cup of tea. However, I can't justify it. I just don't see it.
To me, and this is gonna sound a little weird, but the C8 has kind of become what the GTR was. They were everywhere. GTRs
Wow.
are not everywhere anymore.
Wow.
Weirdly enough, I don't know if you've noticed.
They're
that.
not. No, they're falling a little bit more far and few in between. I see way more C8s than I see these guys. Man, I see more McLarens than I see these guys.
I've come to appreciate this car a lot more. When I was a kid, I used to fanboy over like one of those typical like keyboard warriors. Like
Bro,
armchair-
I'm still a big fan. I'm probably a forever fan of this car.
Yeah.
I love this car.
I think for a lot of people, the difficult to swallow pill, the hard to swallow pill for this car was it brought the most game-changing technology that's in everything now.
Yeah.
It's in everything now.
Everything
this
now.
was in 09.
Yeah.
That it did everything. Drag coefficient of 0.26.
Yeah.
You know what rivaled that? A while, like the only thing that could rival that for a while was the E-Class.
Yeah.
Mercedes.
Yeah.
No one was getting close to that drag coefficient. It was wild. Twin turbo V6. Turns out boost, and you don't need a million cubic inches of displacement.
No.
Boost can solve your problems.
And it sounds amazing for a V6.
I think this one actually sounds pretty good. But that has definitely been a criticism too, is it doesn't sound that
Yeah.
amazing. But, you know, I think it's important to understand what this car achieves. And we should probably discuss the engine first. Do you want to go for the interior or the engine first?
I'm just looking at this, just verifying. So it is a wrap. So it's original silver.
Yes.
And it says frosted vanilla. I just wanted to make sure this is what I wanted to see. No, we good. Let's look at that.
Definitely not like a vanilla. To me, it's more like a frost white.
No, it's that color is called.
It's got some yellows to it.
It's called frosted vanilla. I know it well because I almost got this on my car.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted the rainbow.
I don't know who wrapped this car. I have no idea.
As a matter of fact, I went to my buddy's shop. He's actually wrapping a Benz this color right now. Well, he may be finished now.
What's crazy about this?
Yeah.
This car is pretty well modified, but if you had stock wheels on, no one would have a fucking clue.
You would not know.
There's no crazy colors going on, and you got some different like charge pipes.
That's it.
But this car looks pretty stock, and that's the cool thing about this engine is the VR38 DETT. I think that's it. It is a really interesting engine because it came out in a time where everything was naturally aspirated, screaming engines, and you have this twin turbo monster. It's like, well, everyone was quick to hate on it because it doesn't sound all like crazy, but
Yeah, it didn't give you
my
the
favorite
Lambo.
thing
It
about
didn't
this
give
car when
you.
it came out was how upset it made Porsche people.
Yeah.
Because these were handmade engines.
Yeah.
There was slight variance in their power output.
Yeah.
So when Nissan said it made like 495.
There's times it made more than that.
Sometimes it was 510 horsepower.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was like 570.
Yeah.
And that's why it was. There's an awesome story on VinWiki from this guy who was buying, who was interested in GTRs in 08 and in 09 because the recession happened and no one can afford them, so the dealer's getting all these rebates to move units. So he's like curating all these GTRs, but he used to run a GTR at like an autocross, and all the Porsche guys, because the Porsches were always the fastest, this car was mopping them up.
Yeah.
And it made them so angry because everyone was like, it's modified. It's not stock. But
It's just Godzilla, brother.
Yeah. It's just Godzilla.
Godzilla. It's the
But,
Godzilla effect.
I've always been a fan of this car to some degree. I think at some points it gets more overrated with time, or maybe now it's a little bit, I think, adequately rated. And I think this is why I appreciate it more now than I ever did.
I can be honest with you, man. I said it before. I'm a forever fan of the GTR. Real talk. And even though there are opportunities when I'm seeing, as we talked about, seeing supercars, the cars that, at most of the shows that we go to now they're everywhere, right?
Yeah.
It's very common. I still get excited when I see this car.
Yeah, I think it depends for me. Like I still have that appreciation for these, but for some reason it's like they can't be stopped. For me, you have to unlock the character, and this car unlocks the character. I think this car makes like 680 to 700 wheels.
That's perfect.
And this is like perfect like street
perfect.
power because I drove this car. Jeez, is it fast.
That's perfect.
It's not a light car at all. I think it weighs just over 4,000
Yeah.
pounds. It's all-wheel drive. It's got a twin turbo V6.
Yeah.
It's got a dual clutch transmission. So it's got a lot of things that can keep it heavy. But
especially with that all-wheel drive system that's on this car, this thing is a monster.
It doesn't drive heavy.
No, it doesn't.
No.
It drives very sprite.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that, my friend. Oh my God.
But this is cool because to me, the value proposition for what we're asking for this specific car and the modifications and all of the major servicing, like we're talking like probably in excess of $15,000 in servicing, is the price. $64,800. For me, there is just
With all the mods, with this car in this condition.
Clean Carfax, clean title, no stories, because all the ones that are in the 50s all have like rebuilt titles and things
Yeah,
like
there's
that.
something's wrong with them. Something happened to these
Usually
things.
here's the catch-22 with rebuilt title. Someone can take an amazing care of rebuilt title, but the issue with rebuilt title is it already drops that barrier of entry
Yeah.
so low. It's the same thing that we talked about before.
Yeah.
Is people get them cheap and then they don't service them.
Right.
That's just the way it is in this car.
Again,
you have to service it. Yeah.
That's when a GTR becomes affordable. However, they can afford to maintain what they were able to purchase.
I think these are more expensive to maintain than an R8.
Yeah, I would agree. They are.
This car and the engine and the transmission shares nothing with anything else. Whereas the R8 and the engine and the transmission is shared with like Huracan,
Yep.
but it was also shared with the S8 and
Yep,
the S6.
yep.
So there's a lot more scalability.
Dang, this thing is clean for a 9, bro.
It's really clean, especially for the miles. That's the really impressive thing to me. And I know
That's amazing to me. And
two keys in it, so you can go.
this is the downside. The only plus is the actual label, right? But can we get a really cool key for the GTR?
It's the same key that's still used for the proto spec up there. It's crazy.
Can we get a real key for the GTR? Sheesh. Oh my God. Nah, you can see normal somewhere.
A monster for a price because it's got to have some kind of drawbacks, right?
Yeah, I guess. Sheesh.
So that was the mirror. Yeah.
Yeah, so that little pop you just heard. So when he was pulling it out, I pushed the mirror in. So when he started the car to pull it out, it was tight. That mirror pops out. It pops out quick. So
I just glad it didn't pop out as I was trying to sneak through the.
yeah, man, that'd have sucked. That'd have sucked.
Yeah.
This thing
and
is.
for the record, TPMS is because it's got aftermarket wheels on it.
Gotcha.
So, but other than that, that's it.
God, this thing purrs so nice.
Yeah, I just like that it's got a weird sense of connection somehow for a car has been criticized as like very technologically heavy.
Yeah.
To me, and I drove this, I was like, this is like, for some reason, I'm still engaging with this more than like what critics and everybody say.
You know, after driving the GTR personally, part of my experience, I didn't get what they were saying. I didn't understand the disconnect.
Well, I think in comparison to almost everything else of the era, you got to think Lamborghini Gallardo, Ferrari F430 Scuderia,
Yeah.
LP640 Murcielago, 4 GTs,
Yeah.
like all of the cars of the era are renowned nowadays. They're shooting up in value.
Yeah.
For like collector purposes and collectability. This car was so ahead of its time.
Yeah.
This is considered synthetic and technologically too advanced.
That's crazy.
But it's not in comparison to things nowadays.
Yeah.
Ferraris are more advanced than this.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
hell happened?
I don't know, but my experience with the GTR, and that was a 9 that I drove.
Yeah.
And I don't know, again, it could be me just being goo guy over the car, but it was a great experience. I felt like, I felt like I was part of it. I felt like I was part of it. I felt the road. I felt how the car braked. I felt how the steering pulled me through whatever little corner I was doing in this neighborhood.
Well,
I felt very connected.
but that's the thing. It's like that's just how far everything's gotten. It's just things just getting more objectively better, and that just means that you're becoming less and less connected to what's going on.
That's the part that I don't
These
like.
things have literally ruined the modern car. I'm serious, because they revolve around them.
Yeah, because now the car is trying to think for you. It's trying to anticipate what
It will
you're
literally
doing.
drive for you.
Yeah, literally drive for you.
So
Anticipate how you drive. Right now, even my car, the transmission, if anything was serviced on the train, I have to go out and drive it a little bit so I can learn what I'm doing. Amazing. That's 35. Amazing. Again, forever fanboy. Love this car, man. Love this car.
you should get one.
I still would love to own one. I'm being honest with you.
You should.
I would really still love to own one. It's just not high enough on my list right now. It's...
He's be higher.
Nah.
Just saying.
Because that's the way this thing is built out.
It's cheap.
It's nice, man.
It's cheap. I think the right way to get into one of these is with all the work done already. And all the
I think
servicing
so.
done.
I think so.
That's a big deal.
I think so
You do
because
it yourself, especially if you have had past experiences with like someone else's build, and it can be kind of sketchy, but this one's done right.
Yeah.
Like I know that for a fact.
I don't know. So I like to play with my cars. I like to have something to do to it. I don't know what I have. What can I do to get this? What can I do to it?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm looking at it. I could still do some ideas of touches that I would do to it to blend it out with the other car, with Zeus, right? And yeah, you smell the corn. Yeah, it smells absolutely awesome. Smell the moonshine. And honestly, I like it. I really do like it.
It is available. And yeah, there's not much to say other than it's just the right. To me, this has got everything going for it.
Yeah.
Price especially.
Yeah.
It's just, you really cannot get this much car anymore for your money.
Honestly, that's a very good point. I like it. I would love that. Golly. Well, we'll never say never. We'll never say never, because I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. But I like it. I really do like it, and I love that it's wrapped already. I love the wheel color choice. Honestly, this is one of the choices I want to go with Zeus. And when I thought about thinking about my next build, it was something like this, right? So, God, talking about skipping some steps, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Should be ready for buy this and go straight to the show. Just keep it clean. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Just mess with Zeus, man. This is already ready to go.
God. I could give Zeus a break every once in a while. That's what I really want. I want something fun. And honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. I started looking at GTRs also.
Really?
Yeah, because I would drive that sucker year round.
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
I would drive it year round. It will be my daily.
It's a pretty solid daily.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool daily. I knew a couple guys that used the daily GTRs.
I got a guy at the job that daily GTR.
Dude, it's a weird thing going on with this car. I think for a while GTRs kind of became a fashion.
Yeah.
And that was the thing to do. That was the thing to race. But it's kind of proving to be a slightly superior platform for racing is the R8.
Yeah.
Because
It's funny. That's
especially
very
the
interesting.
prices you could
get this.
Yeah, man. But you got to get the 10. You got to get the V10. And that thing is...
Mainly it's 16 and up.
Yeah.
That are being... You can build the ones below, but there's some different limitations. But here's the thing.
Yeah, you want to go Gen
2.
Gen 2 and up.
Yeah. So here's the thing. The racing landscape has changed a little bit, and platforms are kind of becoming popularized, which like ones that even to me don't make a lot of sense, like Vipers, for example.
Yeah.
It's already a rare breed, and they're out of production, and people are building them into like 2,000-3,000.
Yeah,
cars,
that's
which is crazy because it's like now you're just sucking up the supply.
Yeah, it's bananas when you think about it.
These cars were raced for so long and hyped for so long, and I think what happened is just people are not racing them anymore because they want new. And to me, that's what makes this car a little bit more enjoyable is, like I said, when you don't see it all the time.
Yeah.
And this is kind of becoming weirdly niche again. You have to kind of go out of your own way to get a GTR nowadays. It's not like the off-the-cuff thing, because now everybody's just like, oh, I want the G80 M3.
Yeah,
I want all-wheel drive because I want the S58 and I want to spank everybody with upgraded turbo.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man.
And it's funny because you also have the crew of Infinity guys that are building out baby Godzillas or baby GTRs, upgrading turbos, everything else, and making their Infinity perform like this thing. So
because the entry price is half.
Yeah, absolutely. That's and then to go and spend that money, it still is less than buying one of these things, but you have the performance.
But I think this is still faster.
This one here, this one particular?
Yeah.
Oh, this one in particular, absolutely. Yeah. Without a doubt, this one in particular, because I think the built GTRs, the built, what are they? The 60s, the red line, when they build out a red line.
The Q60 Red Sport?
Yep, they're going what? They're getting 5.5, 6 out of those, depending on what package you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think you can, there's good range.
But they also, when they get into the 5.5, 6, they also have those they have turbos from the GTR. They move up to graduate to the GTR turbos.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, tremendous car for the money.
Yeah, man.
That's kind of the way I look at it. And I think it's cool to see these again because it's just not commonplace anymore. You're seeing R8s and Huracans
everywhere now.
And look, those cars are great and you can't fault them, but I don't know. I'm a little bit of a
niche guy.
I'm definitely a contrarian.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, man. No, I'm with you. This
one's not normal.
No, it's not normal, man. See, that's that other part. This one here, it is not normal. They got a lot of work done to this car. It's wrapped, it's got wheels, and it's ready to go, man. God, come on, man.
A laundry list of service and modifications.
It's all documented.
Huge.
All documented.
Set you up, man. It's not normal.
No, it's not normal, man. Come on, man. Y'all know how we do around here, bro. And look, there's certain things about GTR I just love. Like, see this right here? The space. I love that space.
I love the greenhouse.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. I love that part going there, and I'm just taking that in. So don't mind me.
Sitting in a reverse coupe.
It does. It
because
does.
of the way that the windshield is.
Yeah.
It's such an aggressive angle.
Yeah.
It's weird. It feels extremely alien to be inside.
Yeah. And don't forget that this thing was also built and to compete with Corvette. They were chasing after Corvette numbers when this thing came out.
They were chasing after everybody.
Yeah. I remember it specifically. I remember looking, there were so many articles that I ran across, but this was I just fell in love with this thing. So I was always in that little zone, especially when the C7 came out. I was like, oh, I don't know. I mean, GTR, C7. Come on, man. But listen, bro, he said it. What'd you say?
It's not normal.
This one is not normal. Y'all know that, man. Y'all know how we do, man. We don't do the normal around here. No. Why is that? Why is that? Because we were designed from greatness. Look at this greatness right here. And guys, because we're designed from greatness, you have the right, the responsibility, the authority to never be average. So guys, don't be average, y'all.